It is the year 1607, in the windswept heart of Ireland, where the O'Donnell clan ruled the northern realms. The land is both a sanctuary and a battleground, where the ancient hills stand as silent witnesses to centuries of bloodshed, honour and loyalty. In the shadow of the Gaelic order, Ireland teeters on the brink of change, an empire from across the sea quietly tightening its grip. It is here, in these final days of freedom, that the echoes of rebellion still call as a once proud nation faces its darkest hour. In ancient Ireland, the clans were the lifeblood of the land. Their conflicts were fierce, but rooted in a shared understanding of respect for the land, the people, and the laws that governed them. This delicate balance of peace and rivalry was Ireland's strength, a complex tapestry woven with honour and tradition. But from across the sea the English came, not with the strength of warriors, but with the subtle cunning of those who seek power through division. With promises of alliances, they preyed on the rivalries within the clans, breaking the sacred unity that had long protected Ireland. Like serpents in the grass, they slithered into the heart of Ireland, sowing distrust, manipulating, and turning honour into a weapon for their own gain. In the year 1572, a child was born to the O'Donnell clan, destined to become a legend, a warrior whose name would echo through the centuries. Red Hugh O'Donnell, only a boy when the English began their insidious grip on Ireland, would grow into the symbol of defiance and resistance. But his journey began with tragedy, betrayal, and the unyielding spirit of the Irish. At just 15 years old, Red Hugh's world was shattered when the English, cunning and deceitful, captured him and dragged him to the dungeons of Dublin Castle. There, locked in chains, he endured years of captivity, his youthful heart burning with rage and a thirst for vengeance. The English believed they had broken him, but they had underestimated the strength of the Irish will. For in his darkest hour, a spark of rebellion was lit within him, setting the stage for a legendary escape. In 1587, when Red Hugh was just 17, he achieved the impossible. With nothing but his wits and a heart full of defiance, he broke free from the chains of his captors. Through secret tunnels over high walls, he fled into the wild, untamed Irish countryside. It was the first act of defiance in a life that would be defined by resistance, a boy who had already come to embody the very soul of Ireland's fight for freedom. Returning to his people, Red Hugh became a living legend. His name was whispered in every corner of Ireland, and his spirit ignited the flames of rebellion once more. He fought for his people with a courage and determination that turned the tide of history, rallying the clans to stand against the foreign invader. His strength was unmatched, his heart bound to the very land he defended. But as the English tightened their grip, the forces of history seemed impossible to fight against. Then came the fateful year of 1607. The English, like snakes in the grass, had ensnared Ireland's leaders, and Red Hugh was forced into exile. But here, in the mists of myth, the truth of his journey takes on new life. His fate remains uncertain. Some say he sought refuge in Spain, the heart of Catholic resistance against the English, while others whisper that he continued his fight in secret, far from Ireland's shores. One theory even suggests that he wandered through the wilds of Europe, always on the move, always watching, never forgetting the cause for which he had sacrificed everything. Perhaps we'll never know where Red Hugh O'Donnell went in the years after his exile. But what we do know is that his spirit never left Ireland. For even as the last of the great Gaelic lords were cast aside, their flame did not die. Red Hugh's legacy lived on in the hearts of those who refused to forget, in the stories passed down through generations, in the songs sung around firesides. Centuries later, in the 20th century, when the Irish people, small, poor and downtrodden, rose up to defeat and embarrass the British Empire against all the odds, it was the spirit of Red Hugh that led them. A nation that had been ravaged by centuries of oppression, genocide, the destruction of its religion and the suppression of its language stood once again to defy the empire that had tried to crush it. The heroic defiance of Red Hugh lived on in the hearts of those who rose against overwhelming odds, just as he had done.